Hey guys, it's Melissa here, and we're here in Kuala Lumpur to check out the Xiaomi Mi Note 10. Now, the thing about this smartphone is it has a 108 megapixel camera. Now, 108 is a lot of megapixels, especially when most flagship phones are doing 12 to 16 right now. But before we get into all that jazz about cameras, let's talk about the phone itself. Now, the aesthetics of this phone is very pleasing, although it's not a design that we haven't seen before, especially with the likes of OnePlus, Vivo, and Huawei. Now, that's not a bad thing because it has a very premium look and feel to it, especially with that Corning Gorilla Glass 5 on the back and the front. And this comes in three colors: Midnight Black, Aurora Green, and this one, Glacier White. You get a 6.47-inch AMOLED display with a resolution of 2340 by 1080. And it has a small water drop notch at the top. Now, truth be told, this is quite a very nice display, especially when it comes to Xiaomi. This might be their best one to date. Colors are vibrant, viewing angles are great, and it does get pretty bright, maxing out at 600 nits. It's using Corning Gorilla Glass 5, which does prevent most scratches, but not anything too serious, like many phones out there because of the curved edges. Love it or hate it, it's definitely nice to hold, and surprisingly, it's not as slippery as I would have thought, but definitely don't drop it. For security, you do get an in-display fingerprint scanner and a face unlock on the front camera. Now, neither are the fastest on the market, but to serve its purpose, it's pretty good already. Especially all you need to do is a way to unlock. The Mi Note 10 does run MIUI as usual, but we do get the latest version, MIUI 11. As far as visual goes, it's gotten a lot better compared to past Xiaomi phones. It's just a lot more clean looking and refined now. You do also get a proper dark mode, which is nice, and a slew of small little improvements here and there. We aren't going to cover all of them, but safe to say, if you're a fan of MIUI, you'll love this one. Speaking of dark mode, that leads us to battery life, and that's something the Mi Note 10 excels at. It has a big ass 5260 mAh battery in this one. That's a lot. So safe to say, from specs, that should last you a proper full day. The phone also charges via USB-C, and it does come with its very own fast charging charger, and that is a nice touch. And this is a big one for me. Also to mention, we still have a headphone jack on this, so if you're still rocking your wired headphones, this is the one. So, now that's all out of the way, we have to talk about the Penta Camera System. Yeah, that's right. 5 rear cameras on the Mi Note 10. You get a 5 megapixel telephoto camera which has 5 times optical zoom, a 12 megapixel portrait camera with 2 times optical zoom, a 20 megapixel ultra wide, a 2 megapixel macro camera, but the main star is the one in the center, the 108 megapixel main camera. Like we've mentioned from the start, 108 megapixels is a lot, and just from specs alone, we're talking full frame or medium format numbers here. But is it really that amazing? We say it depends. Now, we are big into photography, and we know that there are a lot of factors that constitute a good image, such as dynamic range and processing. But the one thing you'll instantly notice about the 108 megapixel camera is sharpness and detail. Just taking a look at photos taken at 108 megapixels, you can literally discern the sharpness and the detail, especially when you crop in. The camera is just taking that much more information in. The images just look really crisp, and to our pleasant surprise, the colors, dynamic range, depth of field even, all turned out pretty well. It's actually a competent 108 megapixel camera system, but that's only in the day. Once you start to lose light, the images start to get noisier and loses quite a lot of detail, especially when post-processing kicks in. So we sort of knew beforehand, but generally we would say to only use the 108 megapixel mode in bright daylight for the best possible results. Another thing we noticed is because it's on a Snapdragon 730G, that might not be enough power to, really be able to accommodate the 108 megapixel camera. So we noticed that when you do try and take a photo, it takes quite a while to process it. So you've got a lag time of about 5 seconds in between each shot. But apart from the main 108 megapixel camera, you do also get the 5 megapixel 5 times telephoto camera, which is nice to have because it enables you to get unique shots. You also get 12 megapixel 2x portrait camera that's mainly used for, well, portraits. Portraits in general do look quite good for a smartphone, though of course there is a little processing that goes into it. A 20 megapixel ultra wide is nice and of course allows you to get that ultra wide look. And the last thing is a 2 megapixel macro camera, which is certainly unique. You don't really see that often. Of course, we also have to mention the front 32 megapixel camera that will take pretty detailed selfies. All in all, we would say image quality is really great across the board and you do get a really versatile set of cameras to work with. Lastly, we have to talk about specs and price. The Mi Note 10 runs on the Snapdragon 730G. The Mi Note 10 with 6 gigs of RAM and 128 gigs of storage retails for $699. And then the Mi Note 10 Pro, which has more RAM and more storage, retails for $799. Frankly speaking, this might not be the best specs to price that you can get out there, but for a unique camera experience, this might be the phone you want to look at.